Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. Information presented is from internet or other news sources. Always do your own research and due diligence. We're not responsible for and expressly disclaim all liability for damages of any kind arising out of use, reference to, or reliance on any information contained in this broadcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Money and Change right here on the Trim Radio Network, better known as trimradio.com. Wow, what a crazy weekend we had. A lot of snow and more snow. And I guess they're having a really bad snowstorm up in Michigan and over towards Chicago and up into Canada. Hopefully we don't get it here in Ohio. I guess they're supposed to get 24 inches of snow up in Marquette, Michigan. So we'll just wait and see what happens. Well, anyhow, guys, welcome to Money and Change on the Trim Radio Network. You know, we're live every Sunday at 7 p.m. unless I have to play a concert someplace. And our concert season hasn't started yet, and it won't start for probably another 2 months. And that's good. So we've got a lot of information to go over today because, you know, it's Super Bowl Sunday. So I've got some stuff pertaining to Super Bowl Sunday, and also we're going to talk a little bit about student loans. Yeah, we've got some information on all of that. So we'll get right to it. But before we do, you know, we have to do a little blurb about Trim Radio, because if we don't, I don't want to get yelled at. Well, I don't get yelled at. Maybe they'll say, hey, you forgot something. Okay, well, anyhow, I'm acting a little silly tonight, guys. It's one of those days. And our Fab Four here at the Trim Radio Network is Michael Behas, who's the founder and CEO. He's responsible for the overall vision and mission and leadership and performance of the entire company. And then we have Raskella Stefan. He's the chief operating officer and computer guru. He's responsible for the day-to-day operational management of the network, ensuring efficiency and quality. And then there's me. I guess I'm in charge of relationships. I don't know. I guess I'm responsible for building and maintaining the foundational trust and goodwill and necessary for long-term success. And we hope you stick with us because we've got some interesting shows, and we've got more shows coming up too. Also, we have Victoria Smith, Chief Marketing Officer, responsible for all marketing activities, brand development, audience growth, and creator acquisition strategies. Not only that, she's a very good marketing person. So if your club, group, fraternity, sorority, business needs marketing advice, she's the person to go to. She really is. And she's got her own show. What else is coming up? Oh, yes, our shows. Speaking of shows, we've got Money and Change every Sunday at 7 p.m. And we also are on YouTube and Rumble. So you want to check us out there. We're also on Life Walk with Christ God. That's with Michael Behas. He's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And as soon as he's done with that, I come on with My World, Live, Laugh, and Whatever. And that's Wednesdays at 8 p.m. And lately we've been having guests, and we've been talking a little bit about data centers and things revolving around that. Also, we'll be talking about other things and having a little comedy too. And then, of course, we have Victoria Smith and the Natural Marketer podcast every Thursday. So you want to check out her show. Also, we have Offsides College Football Top 25 with Michael Behas and company. We also have on Friday at 8 p.m. the Positude podcast. We have Adventure Awaits Around the Bend Saturday at 1 p.m. And Ranch It Up with Tigger and Beck, Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Also, we have the Red Pill reality show from 9 p.m. to midnight on Saturdays. And Rascala has an excellent show. He's had guests on there, and it does a lot of good things. Very interesting shows. And I'll tell you what, I've been on there a couple of times, and we had a lot of fun. Well, you see these three blanks here? Well, guess what, guys? You can do your own show. We've got Revelation with Peter Kling. He's filling up one spot. And then we have Dora Sherry, and she's going to be doing Let's Talk About It. And we have another blank spot here. So if you want to do your own show or you want to contact us, all you have to do is click on the red dot over here at the far right. And when you do, hopefully it comes up. There it is. All you have to do is put in your name, your phone number, and it says, I want to know more about, and you can fill in the blanks and put in, I want to do my own show. And this is my topic, and how do I get started, and what equipment do I need? And we'll get right back with you, because all you do is fill that out and put down, send more, or send your message. Click on that blue section, and somebody will get right back to you. Okay? It's very easy to do. I mean, if I can press buttons, so can you. All right. So you can do your own show, and you can have fun doing it too. So that's all you have to do with that. Just contact us. Okay. Tell us what you want to do. If you want to join Money and Change or My World and to be in that group, just say, hey, I want to know more about joining My World or Money and Change. And we'll get you in. Okay. We'll add you in as a partner. Wow, what are we doing next? Well, we got to pay the bills. And when we're talking about paying the bills, you can do it one of three ways. You can either donate to keep us on the air and buy the airtime, or you can advertise, and that helps pay for airtime, or you can buy the merchandise. That's all you have to do. Three things. You can either donate, buy the merchandise, or advertise. Okay. Our advertising rates are very reasonable, and it helps keep us on the show. We don't get paid for doing our shows. I don't think we all want to be paid for doing our shows, but we would like to be able to have somebody help us pay for airtime, because airtime is rather expensive. So anyhow, the clothing that we have here, we've got t-shirts, we've got hats, we've got mugs, we've got Money and Change mugs, we've got Money and Change t-shirts, we've got the ceramic mugs, we've got premium Piqué polo shirts, we've got Offsides college football top 25 garments. It's a t-shirt. Garment's a fancy word. And then we've also got kids outfits, we've got other types of mugs. We've got a round mouse pad, because you can't corner a mouse on a round mouse pad, can you? Anyhow, then we also have the creator's dad's hat. We've also got the embroidered beanie. And if you have AirPods and you need a place to store them, hey, we've got those storage containers too. The rubber cases for AirPods. Buy them from us and store your AirPods in them. Okay? Wow. That's what we do. And if you buy the merchandise, advertise, or donate, that money goes strictly into buying airtime. And we appreciate everything that you can do for us. We really do. Wow, what else is going on? Oh, the Facebook page. You might have seen this page, and it looks a little bit different with my mug on there. Well, it's not my cup, it's my face. This was done with artificial intelligence. Believe it or not, ChatGPT is what we used, and we came up with some good ones. So it's fun to see what ChatGPT can do, and people say, well, hey, that looks like you. Well, kind of. I think I have a lot more hair than that. No, I don't. Anyhow, we've got that going on. It really makes me look dapper, doesn't it? All dressed up. Wow. Anyhow, when you go take a look at our Money and Change / financially prepped page, you notice we've got 175 members, and all you have to do is click on that red dot and you can join us. And we put a lot of stuff here. Oh, there was Phil. Anyhow, what we've got is underneath the header, which is the top part. All the topics that we're going to talk about is right here. And we might have more topics. And if I don't get to them, guess what? You can go right here and click on things and get caught up. Also, I put videos on here, the critical food preps everybody should have with Amber Stork, who is the prepper princess. And I'll tell you what, she's been doing this for quite a while, and she is fantastic. And she's a self-made millionaire. Also, something here, Glenn Beck, the investment collapse. Are you prepared for that? You know, people are saying, well, the stock market is up. Yeah, it goes up. And if it's like Bitcoin, Bitcoin was up, I believe, to $92,000 for one Bitcoin, and all of a sudden it was down to 70,000. Yeah, in a heartbeat. So things like that can happen, and there could be an investment collapse. I'm not saying there will be, definitely, but things are looking that way. And Glenn Beck kind of talks about it. Also, the Shanghai futures, okay? Shanghai silver was at $133 at one point. US spot was $116 for an ounce. A long time ago, I believe I got an ounce of silver eagle coin for $15.63. And look where it's at now. You know what people do when there's kind of a calamity going on? They buy precious metals. And like I always tell people, pay down your debt. Get out of debt as soon as you can. Put some money aside, because you're going to need an emergency fund. What if your car breaks down and you don't have the money to fix it? And you want to put it on a credit card. You're going to pay interest on that, and you don't want to pay interest. And if you have to pay interest, you don't want to pay it for several months. You want to pay it off the next payment. Never pay interest. Okay, that's how people make their money. Also, buy some long-term food, canned goods, freeze-dried, you name it, you can get it. Okay. Also, make sure that you have your medications, and always try to build up spare medications and a good first aid kit. Be able to purify and store water, at least 3 gallons per person per day. I don't think I would want to go outside right now in the deep snow and melt that snow water down, because I would probably have to distill it to get something pure. And even then, I don't think I would want to drink it. I think there's something in the clouds, and I don't especially like to taste that. Okay. But, preserve, not preserve. Well, yeah, preserve. You want to purify and preserve your water, 3 gallons per person per day. And that's a minimum. You want to make sure that you have your good first aid kit. You want to make sure you have your medications. You want to make sure blue tarps. What happens if you get a leak in the roof? Those blue tarps really help. And they're not that expensive, and you can get those at Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, all different types of places. Okay, the blue tarps are great. At least have 3 of them on hand. I think I've got 4. And I haven't used them yet, but they're available if I need them. So you never know. You can cover up broken windows with that to keep the cold air out. You can make a shelter for the roof. You can go ahead and even make a tent of it. The kids could have a tent to play in during the summer, or you could use it outside if you need a tent to stay in due to a calamity. Things to think about. So, we've talked about all of that, but all you have to do is go here to Money and Change / financially prepped and check us out. Okay. And as I get information, I will put things on that page, and just ask us to join. I'll go ahead and send you an invite, and you can join us. A big shout out to the University of Findlay. I do this every show, and it's a good school. Trust me, it is. It's located in Findlay, Ohio. It is an NCAA Division II sports school, but it's primarily there for education. And I'll tell you what, their dream is to have you graduate and have a very good career. Your success is our priority. That's their main theme. And they have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. They've got over 4,700 students on campus. They've got students from 40 different states and 41 different countries. It's one of Ohio's 10 most affordable colleges, according to Money Magazine. And I'm getting tongue-tied tonight. Best Midwestern Colleges 2025 Princeton Review. And then we also have the best colleges in America in 2024 in Money Magazine. So you want to check out the University of Findlay, and you can choose your own future. They've got 85 plus undergraduate majors. They've got 11 master's and 5 doctoral programs. They've got online undergraduate and graduate programs. They've got a lot of different things. 3 campuses in Findlay, Ohio. The equestrian campus, and that's also pre-veterinarian campus. And then they have the hazardous materials campus, which is one of a few in the country. And then they have the main campus, and that has a lot of buildings there, a lot of good professors. Trust me, it's a good school. Check them out, the University of Findlay at findlay.edu. Wow, what else is going on? Oh, yeah, I said something about Super Bowl. Are you prepared for Super Bowl? You're probably watching it now. You might be watching this later on. You're going to say, hey, I can't believe I forgot to do these types of foods. We had pizza and everything else, but hey, there are other foods. Well, guess what? Pioneer Woman had something that was listed, and I've got it listed in the comment section. But the best food deals and freebies to score this weekend. And she's talking about a lot of different things for Super Bowl Sunday. And, you know, the bowl game has begun, and you can always call out for a pizza, and you know they're going to be busy. You're going to have a lot of chicken wings. You could have hot wings. You could have Hawaiian flavored, teriyaki flavored, you know, pretzels, all kinds of things. You can go to Applebee's and get good chicken wings. You can go to BJ's Restaurant and Brew House. Okay, the MVP style bundle is there. Buffalo Wild Wings. The Blazing Rewards program. You can unlock 6 free boneless or traditional wings when you spend $25 by Saturday. Well, they might extend it to Sunday too. Hey, and then there's Chipotle. Everybody around here calls it Chipotle. And they have their specials. KFC has their specials, 20 wings for $20. Krispy Kreme donuts. Oh, those are good. Those are good. If you ever get a chance, go to the factory where they make them and just smell the odor from the Krispy Kreme donuts. And that makes you just want to buy a dozen or more while you're there. Probably eat them while you're there. Little Caesars had a special. Papa Jim's, Pizza Hut, Popeyes, Wingstop. I haven't heard of Wingstop yet, but there it is. 7-Eleven. Don't forget about going into the convenience store and getting your stuff. Okay? You can snag a whole pizza for $3 when they buy another. Yeah, you can get a $5 meal deal at 7-Eleven too. Okay? And hopefully you've already done that. Well, what else is going on? Oh, yeah, pricing. Pricing numbers for popular Super Bowl foods. Watch this.
Well, we all know Sunday won't just be about football. It's also about the food. And this year you can score by paying less for at least one Super Bowl party staple.
There it is.
Christian Benavides takes a look at the pricing spread on some of the most popular food items.
A Duffy Sports Grill in Miami Beach Stephanie Langford told us Super Bowl Sunday she'll be at a sports bar cheering on New England.
If it's my team, it's Patriots, I got to be out and make people mad.
Still, she and Seahawks fans will likely be sharing the same game day snack favorites.
Wings, I like fried mushrooms, nachos.
Jesse Gavilanes will be at the bar too, with his own game plan.
I like spicy wings. So I have to be in buffalo and spicy. We start off a little soft and then head on to the spicy.
Chicken wings are the most popular item on the menu at Duffy's, Florida's largest family-owned sports bar chain.
Annually, we sell about 6.4 million wings. So if you line those up, end to end, you can go from here to Jacksonville.
So it is no surprise that this Sunday is also their big game day. Duffy CEO Joe Webb.
Before the game, it's all pickup. We're sending thousands of wings home with people. And then it changes where everybody wants to be inside.
Some wing enthusiasts may see a price break.
Chicken's down because we produced about 2.5% more chicken last year than the year before. So lots of chicken out there in the market.
Wells Fargo economist Michael Swanson says it's not the only game day staple with a lower price.
Some of the real big favorites for Super Bowl are actually down from a year ago.
Wings are down nearly 3%. Avocados are also down, along with tortilla chips and frozen pizza.
While chicken wings are a bargain and cheaper avocados will keep your block prices down, a colorful veggie tray is likely to cost more.
Cauliflower is up 4%. Cherry tomatoes and celery are both up about 2%. The most expensive food items this year will be beef and shrimp. So plan ahead if you're watching the game and your wallet.
Christian Benavides, 2 News, Nevada.
Yeah. Also, Fox News had something too. From a $180 burger to a $40 crab nachos, 6 of the top Super Bowl eats and drinks. Let's see what they're saying.
Here we go. We are bringing the heat for the big game, and no celebration is complete without chicken wings.
Here to serve up a spicy snack fitting for the biggest Sunday of the year is Claudine O'Rourke from Atomic Wings.
If you're tired of breaking out the same old spinach dip for your parties, I've got 5 appetizers with only 5 ingredients that aren't dip, just on top of the bacon. Come on. Now that is the cutest thing.
What is going on here?
Meatball sub.
Not only does this look delicious, but it looks completely genius. 5 ingredients for this appetizer.
In New York.
Wow.
We're serving from sweet to heat. So we have honey barbecue, Nashville hot honey. We have a mango habanero, a buffalo hot. We have some plain boneless here just in case you need a break. And then we have our nuclear. And these are our bang-in chicken sandwiches.
So good. This side of the table is more my speed, like the sweet and normal. I think
You're on the sweet side, appropriate.
I want to start out with one of these just to whet the appetite you all can do as well.
You said that you were the first authentic wing restaurant.
That's right.
Tell us what that means.
The original New York buffalo chicken wing was in Buffalo, New York. So now we have franchised it out. We are in the Bronx. I own the one in the Bronx. We have Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and then we're in Minneapolis, Chicago. We're all over the tri-state area.
How do you think?
Excellent. Is that too hot for you? No. I was like,
What do you think? What do you think? What? All right. Somebody ask a question because I'm going to dive into it as well. I'm going spicy.
Adam, would you like to ask a question? Okay, let me ask you this. Do people cry when they eat these?
That is delicious.
All right.
I think I see it too.
I have a lot of questions, but they're all for you, Todd, because I don't know what you're going to do.
Adam wants to grill me on questions after I eat the
I
Atomic.
think I'm going to do it too. Why not?
You're doing the meal?
Once.
Oh,
I'm going to go for 30 seconds.
Here we go.
It's a creeper. Go.
I'm expecting you to eat these and then start admitting things that they typically wouldn't.
We do have very good flavor.
Not spicy off the top.
Todd, who's your least favorite anchor?
To be honest, it's a little spicy off the top. You probably won't be able to not.
You gotta have to dip. So we have homemade blue cheese, homemade ranch.
They're feeling the heat.
It's funny what the body does when you're presented with this level of spice.
Yeah. Well, so much for that. I hope you have your chicken wings the way that you want them and not atomic hot. But you can imagine all the food that's out there, and everybody is going to eat, and drink and have a good time and watch the game. And I hope you do enjoy it. But getting into some of the financial news, nearly 2,000 truckers were unfit. They're removed from the American roads, according to Naveen Anthropoli from the Epoch Times. And she says almost 2,000 truckers were deemed to be unqualified to drive on U.S. roads have been removed, with several arrested and many vehicles pulled out of service, according to the Department of Transportation. And the action came as part of the first wave of Operation Safe Drive, a high-visibility multi-state enforcement and education effort focused on reducing dangerous driving behaviors, ensuring drivers are properly qualified, and addressing unsafe drivers and vehicles on the nation's roadways. The operation resulted in 8,215 inspections, with 56 truckers being arrested for driving under the influence and illegally being present in the United States. Wow. Well, out of 2,000 truckers, 704 were removed from service, including nearly 500 for violating English proficiency standards. Now, I had a friend of mine that had to ship a classic car down to Florida. And in doing so, there was a company that was going to take the car down there. And they said the driver would appear at his location at 9 o'clock at night, and he was to have the money and everything, and then they would take the car down to Florida. The guy that showed up with the semi didn't speak English. He was Ukrainian. He only knew Russian. And so he had to speak into his phone, have it translated, and then go ahead and put it into English. And when a friend of mine went to ask him questions, he had to put it in English into the phone, and it was translated into Russian. And here he is driving our roads. It's kind of strange. You need to speak the language in the country where you're at when you're driving on the roads. Well, anyhow, that was going on. So that was one of the wild things going on. Hey, the USDebtClock.org, we keep spending money in Washington, D.C., and if they would stop spending it and go on a very strict budget, I think we would be in better shape. But the U.S. debt right now is at $38,662,448,000,000 and climbing. That's $112,708 per citizen. Now, for taxpayers, it's $355,349. I don't know about you. Do you have that money available? I mean, if Uncle Sam came up, hey, US $112,708. Could you write him a check for that right now? They have to go on a budget. I mean, they spend money like drunken sailors. Only drunken sailors know when to quit because they run out of money. And the Treasury just keeps printing more. So they got to learn to stop. But anyhow, all your statistics are here. Just check it out. There's a lot of different things here. And you can go in, you can look at your state. You can take a look at everything here. And I think oh boy. I'll tell you what. You know what happens when you have to sneeze? Oh my goodness, what happened to there's a lot of strange stuff going on here, guys. There's a lot of strange stuff. I can't believe it. Well, anyhow, let's get back to what we've got. Everything's been strange today on the computer. I don't know whether it's Super Bowl or what. Well, anyhow, Jim Rickards was on, and he was talking about a geopolitical earthquake. And this was in the Daily Reckoning, and he puts this out himself. He was saying our specialty is forecasting, and they use multiple branches of science to be able to do things. And strange updates. Good grief. I hope you're not having the same problems I'm having, because I'm starting to go crazy with all these updates and changes and everything. Why on Super Bowl weekend, huh? Why in the middle of my show? Well, anyhow, Jim Rickards does a lot of forecasting, and he uses the behavioral behavioral psychology. I was going to say therapy, but it's psychology, and the Bayes theorem and neural networks to come up with some of his things. And his track record speaks of itself. You know, they predicted Brexit when the polls gave it only 25% chance. Well, it happened. And Trump's 2016 victory. Well, it happened. They were all saying it was a 5% chance. Well, he got it. So, I mean, he does have pretty good predictability when he does his research. But science and applied mathematics are not the only way to do the forecasting. There's ample room for imagination and creativity, or creative fiction. And sometimes I think some politicians are creative fiction. But you can think of Jules Verne, who wrote about Captain Nemo and the Nautilus. Remember when that came out years ago? Many years ago, in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That was a lot of creative things. And Arthur C. Clarke, who did Space Odyssey, 2001. I remember when that came out. Gee, I also remember when 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea came out too. Boy, that makes me old. Anyhow, he does a lot of predictions, and Rickards is good at it. And, you know, he was doing different predictive things about NATO and NATO members such as UK, Denmark, France, and Germany. What would happen if they would send their armed forces to defend Greenland? Would they? Could they afford to do it? What's the possibilities? How long would they last? What would happen if the Russians or the Chinese took over Greenland? They couldn't defend it. NATO's got some problems. I think he's pointing that out. And what else do we have going on here? Oh, yeah, gold. I was going to talk about gold because there are a lot of scams out there with gold right now. And I saw this today and I thought I would play it for you. So watch this.
But then how much of the hacking that's happening is, or the thefts that are happening are hacking of systems like that, exchanges, and how much of them are infiltration of individual wallets? And for the individuals, how do people better protect against that?
Yeah, so actually we saw the largest increase in unique victims and the largest increase in number of incidents on personal wallets as well. And so this is something that I think is really important for people who are, you know, engaging in cryptocurrency activity. And cryptocurrency activity is just shifting into the mainstream. And so we will continue to experience this as more and more personal wallets are created. So I think that one bit of context here that's important for the viewers is that this is going to be the case as there is just a lot more regular payments and use cases for personal wallets across the internet. And so this is something that is going to continue to increase. We're working a lot with the wallet providers to actually secure and protect against, you know, these types of attacks as well. So there is a way where personal wallets are becoming actually a lot better at detecting, you know, these types of hacks, but it is difficult to protect an individual user where you need to really provide, you know, the security for their activity on the blockchain, and you know, each individual can't be a cybersecurity expert. But if you look at the total value stolen, we're still 80% on the, you know, larger services compared to 20%, which is being stolen from personal wallets.
Gotcha. How much is AI playing into all of this on both sides, Jonathan? I mean, I've definitely seen that some of the recent hacks were powered by more sophisticated AI models getting into these wallets. But I imagine there's also defense that's powered by AI too.
Yeah, the place that I think AI plays a larger role than in the hacks side of this threat is actually on the scam side. And so really, if you think about the way in which people can lose money, you can either steal it from them or you can trick them into sending it to you. And actually AI is much better at tricking people into sending money to scammers, and those scammers can be very large organized crime groups too. But effectively, AI impersonation, AI, making believable statements, and giving someone the ability to translate into multiple different languages and approach victims anywhere in the world, that's something that AI is actually supercharging at the moment. And the only defense mechanism for that is to actually meet that with AI from the defending side. And so Chainalysis, we deploy AI agents at scale to actually collect intelligence from scammers that are attacking our population with the power of AI. And so you have this battle between an AI that can impersonate a victim, an AI that can actually cause a victim harm. And that threat intelligence is being used across the industry to protect users against this type of scam activity. And very proud of the work that we've been doing over the past year for protecting consumers at scale globally against these types of threats.
Grainger knows that as a procurement coordinator at a manufacturing plant, you can count on them.
I tried. There's a lot of stuff going on the internet tonight. I'll tell you what, it's driving me nuts. Well, anyhow, about the scammers, watch out for the scammers and cryptocurrencies. Like I always tell people, if you can't touch it, you can't feel it. Guess what? It's not worth having. Just remember, Mt. Gox. Look that up. GOX, Mt. Gox. Well, what else is going on? Because I think what happened was my camera had something going on with it, so I can't get back into my camera. So we may have a shortened session tonight. Oh, well, that's more food and more Super Bowl. Well, let's see here. Student loan relief. Oh, yeah, we were talking about that. And I do want to talk about that. And I have to get this back to where it's supposed to be. But, a lot of students go into college and they take out a lot of loans. And then they say, well, we can pay them off over a period of time. And the interest rate is fairly low, but then they're paying on that for maybe 15 years. And that causes a problem because you ought to be saving for a house or maybe working your way up in the business community or in the profession that you chose or taking additional studies. And when you take a look at medical doctors, I mean, sometimes they're $100,000 in debt when they graduate. Maybe it's more now. So, you take a look at things. Well, anyhow, here's some news on the student loan relief effort, and that the relief is shrinking and how 5029 plans can help fill the gap. So listen to this.
It's time for Yahoo Finance's Market Minute. U.S. stocks climbing on Friday, looking to end the week with a bounce back from a week-long tech bruising. Wall Street reassessing worries about the impact of AI disruption and the risks of hefty big tech spending. Market also welcoming better than expected consumer sentiment in February, hitting the highest level since August. Continuing on a high note, shares of Caterpillar rise to an intraday record high, helping to lift the Dow Industrials to its own all-time high. Caterpillar seeing sizable gains so far this year, reflecting expectations that increased spending on AI and data center infrastructure will provide fuel for the industrial giant's growth. Plus, Under Armour stock surging after surprising investors with a profit in the third quarter. Company also lifting its full-year earnings outlook, topping Wall Street's expectations. And that's your Yahoo Finance Market Minute. Scan the QR code below to track the best and worst performing stocks of the trading session.
And they didn't cover the student loan relief. What is going on here? We had that all set up, and all of a sudden, nothing works. I can't believe that. I wonder if somebody has released a bug for computers. Are you having problems with your computer lately? Well, anyhow, guys, 529 plans can fill the gap, and I guess he's not going to talk about that, so we're just going to have to go on. If I can go on at all. Oh no. We're totally frozen. What is... Well, I don't know what's going on here, guys. My camera's died. Well, anyhow, check us out on Facebook, Money and Change / Financially Prepped, and we'll go from there. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down because I can't do the rest of the show because I had some good, interesting stuff. Check us out on our Facebook page, and all the links are there. With that, guys, sorry about tonight. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the food. And we'll talk to you Wednesday with My World. See ya.